Hello everyone, myself Heli Mehta, working as an assistant professor in computer engineering department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is web programming. Our unit is second, that is HTML and CSS. So today our outline is XHTML and introduction to HTML5. So first is XHTML. Problems were initially caused in the development of HTML by a lack of standards. Okay, so as I have explained in the earlier lecture, okay, when we are developing some website, there are so many issues, and one issue is of browser and browser issue, okay, and operating systems issue. Okay, so it is problems where initially caused in the development of the HTML by the lack of standards of HTML. Browsers makers tended to add properties extension that limited those who could see the site in a way that were intended. This was been termed the browser wars of 1990s. Okay, the World Wide Web consortium W3C become the main source for standard that browsers were to follow. Okay, the evolution of HTML lead to the separation of formatting instruction from content, leading to the development of CSS. Okay, so these all are these problems, okay, leading the development of the CSS, that is our after HTML we have a CSS. HTML was developed as XHTML using XML to apply more strict approach to the web coding. Okay, XHTML provides a more stable platform for CSS. Okay, so XHTML stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. We have a HTML, that is a hypertext markup language. Now we have a XHTML that stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. So X from Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. So XHTML. XHTML is almost identical to HTML 4.01. XHTML is a stricter and cleaner version of HTML 4.1. Okay, so it is more strict and clean than HTML. XHTML is a HTML defined as an XML applications. XHTML is supported by all major browsers. Okay, so browser problem will not arise in the XHTML. So characteristics of XHTML. Doc type is mandatory, okay, and it was optional in the HTML, but here we have a, it is mandatory. XML namespace attribute in HTML is mandatory. HTML head, title and body is mandatory. Elements must be properly nested. Elements must always be closed. Okay, as I have started with HTML, then it must be closed with /HTML like this, head, title, body. Element must be in a lowercase. Documents must have one root element. Attributes name must be in a lowercase. Okay, that rules we have to follow. Okay, attributes value must be quoted. So in we have to write in double quotes value of attributes. Attributes abbreviation is forbidden. So XHTML doc type. An XHTML document must have an XHTML doc type declaration. Okay, so we have a XHTML document. Okay, and it must be declared with doc type. Okay, document type. XHTML 1.0 document type definitions are correspond to 4 DTDS, that is strict, basic, transitional and frame set. Okay, so these 4 points you have to remember. Okay, the most commonly used in the XHTML transitional document. Okay, so from these 4 transitional is most commonly used. So we have a 1.0 strict, traditional, basic and frame set. Okay, that I have explained over here. So these 4 points you have to remember. Okay, so this DTD containing all HTML elements and attributes but does not include presentational or deprotected elements like font, frame set are not allowed. Okay, so these are not allowed over here. In traditional, this DTD contain all HTML elements as I have explained previously and attributes including presentational and deprotected elements like font, frame set are not allowed. Okay, basic, this DTD is equal to XHTML 1.0 strict. Okay, but it allows you to add modules, for example to provide Ruby support for East Asian language. Okay, so we can add more modules using this 1.0 basic, okay, 1.0 strict, okay. And frame set, this DTD is equal to XHTML 4.01 traditional but allows the user frame set content, okay. These all three are not providing the frame set, but the 1.0 frame set will provide the frame set. So remember these four names. A basic XHTML document consists of following main parts, that is XML version, the doc type DTD, HTML document root, XML attribute for the HTML elements, head element with a child title elements, okay. In head we have a title, okay, that I have explained in the HTML. Body elements same as HTML, okay. So this is the structure, okay. So first we have a XML version, okay. So we have a XML version 1.0, we have to write compulsory this, okay, in XHTML. After that we have a doc type, okay. So which type we are using, that HTML1 strict, okay. So this is doc type. Head, title, in title we are writing hello only, okay. In body we have a hello, body close, HTML close, okay. So these all we have to mention, okay. So this is the XHTML structure. Next is meta tag. Meta tag is a data about data, okay. Data about data is known as a metadata. The meta tag provides metadata about the HTML documents. Metadata will not be displayed on the page, it will not display on the page. Meta elements are typically used to specify page description, keywords, author of the document, last modified, and other metadata, okay. So these all things are mentioned using the meta elements. The metadata can be used by search engine, keywords, browser, how to display the content on the reloaded page or other web services. So here we have a attribute, value and description. So character set, okay, specifies the character encoding for the HTML document. So we have a character set. We have a name. In name we have a author, description, keyword, okay. HTTP equi. So it provides an HTTP header for the information value of the content attributes. Content gives the value associated with the HTTP equi or name attributes. So it will provide the text content, okay. Scheme not supported in HTML5 specify the scheme to be used to interpret the value of the content attributes. So you have to just remember these attributes, character, set, name, okay, one time. Character entities. Character entities are used to display reserved characters in the HTML. Characters that are not present on your keyboard can also be replaced by entities, okay. So these all are the descriptions. For space we can write and NBSP, okay. So quarter, less than, greater than, copyright, register, trademark, okay. So these all are the character entities, you have to just remember, divide, okay. Now how browser works. So we have a keyboard and mouse, we have a controller, then HTTP interpreter, okay, and here we have a display drivers. So here we have a HTTP client, we have a client server application, other clients, and network interface, okay. So see the work, controller, and it will goes into HTTP client and other clients, okay. It will goes into the network interface, then communication with the web servers, okay. We have a client and server applications, as I have explained in the HTML lectures. We have a response from the web servers, okay. So we have a response, HTTP request and HTTP response, okay. So we client send the request and server will provide the response, okay. So this is the opposite side, okay. And after that getting the response, it will goes into the HTTP interpreter. So it interprets the data and display on the display drivers. So we get the output over here, so output to display. So like this browser will work. So introduction to HTML5. The doc type declaration for HTML5 is very simple, okay. So character encoding, character set declaration is also very simple, okay. So we have to write meta character set UTF-5 for HTML5, UTF-8 sorry. new HTML5 elements, new semantic elements like header, footer, article and section. So these all are the new in HTML5. New form control attributes like number, data, time, calendar and range. So graphics are SVG and canvas. Audio and video, we have multimedia elements, some elements removed in HTML5. So this is the comparison HTML4 and HTML5. Okay, so this is the HTML5. Thank you.